Kat Von D might not be a domestic behalf to everyone, but the celeb tattooer turned makeup magnate is very powerful in her box, in a public print achieve of millions. Lot fans include charged her of creature reckless for ventilation against vaccination view to a enormous auditorium, in a increasing motion menacing to boycott her mark. But in latter days several had praised her for talk out, claiming her, and their order, to select how they lift their family. Experts say the reasoning is corrupted since common immunization is essential to compliance community as a entire, and particularly its largest sensitive, secured. In spite scientific extraordinarily and unquestionably defending in favor of immunization, a increasing quantity of parents about the planet are resistance care consultation by departure their own path. Californian pair Jenna and Jeremy Frattini as well lift their 5 family vegetarian and select not to include them immunized. They stake posts on their way of life on the internet in thousands of followers. Jenna says her senior family had a bounded immunization plan, but vowed to halt give her any future injections following her couple-year-old son incurred cardiac detention soon following reception a DTaP, diphtheria, neonatal tetanus and whooping cough, vaccination. I nearly lose my child, I did miss him, but fortunately I was capable to profit him behind, she says. She has friends and household how dong tie accept in her option, but stands by her view however. We're earning our family in the planet, and we're hard to do the total top we can in the data we include and the data we're taking into account, she says. Information shows how Kennel High School vaccine rates jumped following the log-on. Such out of protect instead of frequently get household schooled, love the Frattini household, but are yet object to country test. He's her womb, he's her flesh, he's her kid. He's their kid along and he's 110% her selection, Jenna says, in supporting of Kat Von D. Allison Bernstein, 39, is a neurobiologist and aide prof at Michigan Country College. She speaks out by the username MomPhD versus pseudoscientific disinformation amongst education of children communities. She expresses excess affection in Jenna's child's history, but insists how on a people-wide standard, the vaccination trauma hazard is common cheap. She urges human beings consult in doctors if they include concerns, quite rather than abstaining. Do I thoroughness if you dye yours child's wool dark blue? No, since it doesn't very influence nobody else, she says. Yet the affects human beings about thou. It affects each kid how yours kid interacts in. She explains how diseases include various infection levels and vaccinations just job efficaciously if a top quite % of the society get them to halt the illness propagating, a conception named as flock immune. He's a opulence of flock immune how our general has never seen nobody in these kinds of diseases, but they will go behind and are upcoming behind. Dr. Bernstein says these pockets frequently come while data is shared by speech of mouth but trouble how on the internet communities of as called against-vaxxers are creation echoing chambers in a such path. She solidly disagrees in Kat Von D talk openly. But the do-up magnate and her man are not one, a quantity of top-profile celebrities, consisting actors Jim Carrey and Selma Blair, include been related to the against vaccination motion. In the on the internet planet, the sum of followers you include is a kind of force, says Dr. Bernstein. Your speech include force though although you include not an ounce of examination in medical, scientific, vaccination, immunology, microbiology or communicable illness. The mood is supported by Courtney Owner, a fan of the Kat Von D do-up link, who has a child in a weak immunity framework. I fair desire she'd bring up herself and hold an outdoor reason. Say to actual professionals and actual physicians, she says. The isn't mom shaming or an assault on her individually. I believe she's large. I fair just desire she'd see at all the facts. Several parents include been more than cut in their critique. AC at Kat Von D's private accounts shows thousands of crucial comments. Other troll the beautiful expense by offering dark shades should be renamed following communicable diseases, though creation Photoshop scoff UPS. Caroline Hirons, a UK-based production specialist and blogging in hundreds of thousands of followers, answered by dividing a cardiac-wrenching history on the close death of her 23-year-old son of parotitis recent year. Thou include the total incredible hubris of a selection since the otherwise of us accountable human beings/parents did immunize, portion of her position reads. I answered as a mom who had lost via thing terrible, talk to a pregnant woman man, she says. I don't wish human beings to go via which we went via, but how's which's departure to occur if human beings don't get their guys grafted? YouTuber Leisha Ritchie of Arizona has more than rather than 500,000 subscriber, and was one of the at first in the beautiful society to position a live video answer to the number. I sense love which she caught Von D is making is type of reckless. The reality she has such a enormous plate, it bothers me, she says. As a vet to vlogging, she is not confident on reception the newest complementary means of brands love several other are, but understands why anxiety on PR blacklist could conduct several to oppose take a stay. No one caught Von D nor her beautiful link had aimed the Against-vax reason openly with the debate snowballed before Thursday cut later aimed it on her Instagram expense, denial she was an against-vaxxer and proverb she had been object to oppression and though die threats in latter days. Fair since we include hesitancies and actual concerns on injection our infant in particular chemical substances and impurities does not indicate we are against whatever, the position says. End of Instagram position by Thecate Von Alicia Burns, 24, of Texas, is a vegetarian way of life blogging and mom who believes lot in her on the internet society are unwilling to say on vaccines since of the type of capacity response on the internet. My household and friends are really in sight since they loving me no question which. They include outdoor minds on she says. On the internet on the some brush, while human beings don't aware thou, they sense capable to assault and vote their view. Since several of the answer to Kat Von D's position has been favorable, she thinks it has been in several ways inspirational. Human beings are evaluating her upcoming outspeaking on things how human beings are too frightened to say on she says. If everyone showed a slight bit more than sympathy for every some, I believe we could all dwell a bit more than politely, in spite our beliefs and way of life differences. End of Instagram position by bringing up the Burns.